If you are still strategy hopping or revenge trading or pulling yourself out of winning trades early, then you are experiencing the symptoms of running a multi-million-dollar trading strategy on biological hardware, which is out of kilter. Today, I am showing you where to start with rebuilding your reward pathways, rebuilding your identity, and reclaiming your edge. In our last session, we unmasked the 4 shadow identities holding your trading equity hostage. But today we have to address a harsher truth. You cannot talk your way out of a neurological hijack. Your brain's reward engine is short-circuiting. Every time you sit at your desk, your ventral tegmental area and your nucleus accumbens are engaged in a chemical tug-of-war. If you don't know how to consciously reprogram these 2 structures to value the process over the payout, you will continue to sabotage every single setup you see. The science inside the broken reward loop. Let's look at the hardware. Your ventral tegmental area, or the VTA, is the deep brain structure responsible for predicting rewards. It produces dopamine. When you spot a perfect setup on the charts, your VTA doesn't wait for the trade to close. It fires an immediate surge of dopamine based on the anticipation of winning. Now, this chemical signal travels directly to your nucleus accumbens, the brain's pleasure and reward center. Here's the problem. As a retail trader, your VTA and nucleus accumbens have been conditioned to chase those monetary hits. Because circumstantial evidence of success and hierarchy in this industry hinges solely on your profit, together with your desperation to financially secure your future, and also the drive to prove yourself as a competent trader. You are addicted to the variable reward of the P&L flash. When your hardware functions this way, your brain treats a live trade like a slot machine. Your VTA misfires, your rational thinking shuts down, and your shadow identities then take control of your mouse to secure a quick hit of safety or significance. This is why you close winners early. Your nucleus accumbens demands its dopamine hit right now, rather than waiting for your take profit target. Now, the solution is rewiring for process completion. So how do we fix a misfiring reward engine? You don't do it by suppressing your emotions. You do it by changing what your brain perceives as a reward. To become an elite trader, you forcefully shift your chemical pathways from valuing monetary hits to valuing process completion. Your brain must receive its biggest dopamine spike when you follow your rules perfectly, regardless of whether the trade hits a stop loss or a take profit. Here is the exact 3-step clinical protocol to begin this rewiring. Step 1, dopamine decoupling. Immediately stop looking at your live floaty P&L. When you watch the fluttering dollar amount, you are directly feeding your nucleus accumbens cheap, erratic dopamine hits. Hide the P&L display. Force your brain to look only at the structural price action. Step 2, the binary metric system. Instead of grading your day by how much money you made, you must grade your day on a strict binary system. Did I execute my plan perfectly? Yes or no? Actively celebrate a 1, even if the trade did hit your stop loss. This forces your VTA to associate dopamine release with adherence to the protocol, not the monetary outcome. Step 3, neurological deloading. Every time a shadow identity tries to pull the trigger, when you feel that physical heat in your chest to revenge trade, you must implement a mandatory 15-minute neurological deloading away from the screens. This allows the acute cortisol and dopamine spike to drop back down to baseline before your rational executive function is permanently overridden. That is the blueprint. That is exactly how you start to transition your brain from a gambler's playground into an institutional execution engine. But knowing the steps are not the same as undergoing the transition. Most traders try to implement this on their own, but they fail because they are trying to fix the system using the very same brain that broke it. They don't know how to track their unique biofeedback. They don't know how to identify when their nucleus accumbens is entering a state of withdrawal. That's why we don't guess at stage signs. Inside my trade behavior audit and evaluation, we don't just talk about your mindset. We look at your live trade behavior to map out your exact chemical triggers. I show you exactly where your VTA is misfiring based on your shadow identity. And then we build a customized biological transition tailored specifically to your nervous system. If you are ready to stop managing your emotions and start upgrading your neurological hardware, go to the first link in the description and complete that free identity gap self-audit to find out which shadow identity are currently at play, or apply directly for the 3-month identity reset program. Even with a perfectly tuned VTA, you still need a command center to oversee the operation of your trading. In video 3 of this series, we are upgrading your brain's executive suite. We are going to look at the orbitofrontal cortex and the anterior cingulate, the exact hardware systems responsible for real-time risk evaluation and error detection. I'm going to show you how to strengthen those areas so you can permanently override your shadow identities when you are live in the market. Chat with me in the comments, and I will see you in the part 3 video.